And the catch everybody. Thank you for being here. Welcome. I'm looking at something here in chat. All right. What I want to do first welcome everyone. Welcome. Thank you for your patience. We are hosting today, myself, our teachers, a very special event that is it's an experience for healing and not just healing for self or a specific person, but universal healing. All right. We're going to go big today. And I want to remind everyone that once we get started, I can't see the chats. So if you have a question that's really urgent, until we get into the channeling and the meditation and everything, it's okay to unmute yourself and ask a question. Otherwise, I see, oh, it's echoing. Oh, goodness. I'm having the worst problem with my sound equipment these days. I can't hear you, Susan. I'm sorry. Can you unmute yourself?
Whatever was wrong just got better.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is it okay now?
It's not echoing is bad.
It's a little scratchy, yeah.
But better.
It's good. Okay. What darn it, I just don't
Now
really
it's
know
bad
how to do
again.
this. Sorry?
Now it is bad again, the sound.
It's bad again. All right. I'm going to probably just do this from another system today because I want it to work well. So, shoot, we may not have a good experience here. I'm very challenged these days, it seems. So hold on just a second. Let me take my ear monitors out. Does that help? Is that helping at all? No, okay. I'm going to have to change systems. Let's see here.
Yeah, no, it's feedback.
All right, how's that? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
but there's a choppy noise in the background. Yeah.
Totally having a hard time here. Can everyone hear me, and is it static free? Remember, I can't see the chats, so. Now what you can't see, because I'm too close to the camera, is my belly's kind of pushing out and pushing in. not real strenuously, but it's like acting like that bellows on the inhales and exhales. So we're going to get started, and hopefully you enjoy this. Apply your drishti. Slowly close your eyes, and at your own pace. You don't have to do it to the pace of the music or to the pace of my voice. Start the breath of fire in the shoulders. When shoulders go up, they go way up toward the ears, and then they just drop with the gravity. Inhale up, exhale down. Let your hands hang limp so that it takes a little effort to reach those shoulders up to the ears and drop them down. Relax your face, maybe smile. Just about 30 seconds more. Really feel it. Very, very slowly, let the shoulders drop, let your exhale become full, and just stop breathing for a second. And now take a very big inhale. And as you do, hold it and pull up on your pelvic floor muscles a little, squeeze them up and in, pull your belly button in, pull your ribs in, just get a nice straight spine, maybe even tuck your chin a little back, roll those shoulders down the back and look up into your drishti point again and squeeze. Feel the energy that you gathered with that breath going up, 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 up through the entire astral spine, which overlays your regular spine, and up into the brain, squeezing the little pineal gland there at the top. And release, keep the eyes closed, rest, exhale, breathe, beautiful. And just notice how you're feeling. Are you feeling a tingling in your hands and your feet? Maybe not quite yet, but hopefully very soon, okay? Now, if you like, you can slightly open your eyes. Some of you are very familiar with this one. This one is usually people's favorite. It's just called sipping breath. And you make an O shape out of your mouth, and you're going to draw the breath in really slow and long and full, like you're drinking it in through a straw, and it sounds like the wind. It sounds like this. And then you're just going to keep that O shape, but you're going to allow the exhalation to happen on its own. It's just going to flow out of you until there is no more. Okay, so you're going to do this at your own pace. You're going to breathe in, and you feel the coolness of the freshness of the air coming into your body, the fresh energy, right? And it attaches to all the things you don't want or need in your life. And as you allow all of that to transmute and leave your body without forcing it, you're not exhaling, you're just letting it leave on its own, trailing off into the sunset. You notice that that breath is warm. That warmth is the fire that you have built up in your internal system of resistance, okay, of things that no longer serve you. So again, the sipping breath is breathing in, and then allowing the breath to leave. Okay, so we're going to begin this one, and I'd love for you to apply your drishti again for as long as you can. And again, don't listen to my breath. Go inward, listen to your breath, and begin. Sipping breath. Remember to relax all your muscles, relax your body. Enjoy this one. Bringing energy in and allowing the old stagnant energy to release and transmute. This beautiful breath brings balance between the divine feminine, the divine masculine, the yin and the yang, the Ida and the Pingala, the dark and the light, the analytical, controlling, the nurturing creator. Continue the breath. Feel this energy coming into the heart center as well. Expanding the heart, bringing in fresh peace and love. And as you exhale the final time, again, just have a cessation of the breath. Just don't breathe at all. Just let everything stop. Just let it stop. Just let it pause. Feel the stillness. And then allow yourself to breathe in deeply as you can, bringing all the energy in that you can, and then squeeze the pelvic floor, draw the navel and the ribs in toward the spine, tuck the chin slightly back, and envision all that energy coming up like a ball of light through the spine, up into the brain, up into the pineal gland. And now squeeze and see it vibrating, all the little crystals in that gland, turning it into a radio transceiver, a big satellite dish. Getting ready to access the universal stream of conscious awareness. And now exhale, release. Eyes stay closed. Meditate for a moment. Beautifully done. And then the last breath is a very simple one. You can keep your eyes closed And just allow yourself to look up once again to that drishti point up above the nose, between the eyebrows. And you're simply going to take the deepest breath in you can. Relax your body. And then on that wave of the breath, open your mouth and sigh the exhale out. Let your jaw drop and relax. And then inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, open the mouth, let the jaw relax, let the shoulders relax, let the eyes relax. Get all of that stagnant energy out. And once more, just take that nice, deep, fresh breath in. Fill yourself with light. And hold it, and squeeze it, and get it up there, and squeeze, and get excited about the energy while you relax, deeper and deeper. And then softly just let it all go. Let it go. Just let it go. And just allow yourself now to relax even more. If you're a person who likes to use a covering for your eyes, or you want to turn the lights out or lie down, you may, or you can stay seated. Allow the energy to help you to relax even more. Float and drift. And at this point, you could stay with eyes closed, or you can open your eyes, it doesn't matter. The teachers are ready to enter our space, and they'll give us a little message first, and then we'll go right back into this depth of energy and beyond for the healing and connecting experience. In Lakesh, we are the star teachers. And we are so grateful to meet with you in this moment of your time of the eternal now, this most powerful, powerful moment of the present. We thank you for your presence in this moment. We've asked that all of you come together to have an experience with us, to garner information, to allow yourselves to upgrade and open up all of the channels within your own being that have been perhaps put on pause until this very moment, the perfect moment for them to be reactivated, so that you can move forward with grace, with ease, and with powerful presence, using the gifts that you were always possessing, but may have forgotten that you possess until now. For healing, for abundance, for bringing harmony into your life and to the lives of others. We welcome you and we say thank you. Thank you for being our future ancestors, for without you, we do not exist. We are merely you on another level of existence, a frequency, if you will. Or if you choose to look at timelines, which are just a construct of this particular human existence, we are you in the future. And so we thank you. Thank you for co-creating us. Because of what you do today, we exist as well. And our mission in life is to co-create in harmony with each other and with the rest of the cosmic, galactic, and universal civilizations, but also to reach down through the layers and remind you of who you are and to give you just a little buzz of energy to turn it all back on. You always have access. All you need to do is relax and get into a space of love, and we are there. So today's message is entitled Surfing the Waves of Change to Accommodate for Healing. In other words, allowing yourself to flow with what is, to allow what needs to be, or what is to be. In the human spacesuit, often comes the kind of rudimentary architecture of the mind that says, I must control everything or everything will fall apart, which is a silly notion. Just as your planet moves through space, not just circling your sun, your star, but your entire solar system is circling a central sun in your galaxy. And that galaxy is spiraling through the cosmos, along with all others, towards the great central sun, which is all that is. But that's just on the physical plane. It's not just a circle, but it is a corkscrew spiral. Why do we mention this? Because here you are on a planet that is rotating and spiraling and moving out into the expanses of space at the greatest speed you could ever imagine something doing it, and you don't even notice. You feel like you are standing still unless you move yourself. Because of the gravitational embrace of your planet, and because of the way all of this is constructed by you, by the way, you are the creator, you have an experience of stability. If you didn't have it, and you're walking around in that spacesuit, which is very reactive thanks to its ego software, it's very reactive to anything that might feel dangerous by virtue of a piece of software called fear. If you felt the movement of the earth and you felt like you're going to fly off of the earth in every given second, you'd never get anything done here. And so you have learned to allow yourself to move with the earth by trusting that you will not fly off the edge of it. By trusting that you are always held here in place until you make your own progress by way of some sort of propulsion, whether that's your feet or a combustion engine or a rocket or a direct energy device, or your own energy within yourself, which you can do too. But that's for another day. So why do we speak about this today when we're talking about surfing the waves of change? Our partner is a surfer, has been all her life. And what she learned early on is if you go into the ocean holding on to a very big piece of wood with a tiny fin on it, and you go out to a certain depth where the waves are starting to come in toward the shoreline, there's a lot of power there and you feel very small. And if you let fear of what might happen to you take hold of you, you might panic. And when you panic, your body, your spacesuit, has a regulatory system that tenses up. It gets very tight, it gets very tense. And what happens when you tense a body? If you've ever done this in water, you know what we're going to say. You drop like a brick to the bottom of the ocean. You can't float. You certainly can't serve. So fear creates, let's say, excuse us, unmitigated fear, uncontrolled fear creates unconscious tightness, tensing. It's a defense mechanism of the human self. When you're tight and tense, you cause resistance in the energy around you. And then it starts to push back, just like you are pushing against a wall and you want to get through the wall, but if you stop pushing and look just to the left or right, you might see there's an opening or a gate that you could walk through. But the wall pushes back, it causes resistance. So what we would like to say is, if you can stay calm and stay relaxed and trust that once you feel the surge of the wave of energy that is approaching you in whatever situation is coming in your life, and you always get a clue, you just don't always pay attention to it, or you don't want to believe it's happening. But once you start to get a clue that a wave of change is coming towards you, don't fight it. Don't splash around and panic and think you're going to drown. Simply relax, jump up on your surfboard, stand up and relax, and let the wave push you effortlessly towards the shoreline. And if you're really, really accomplished at this, relaxing instead of controlling, you might find that you can do some fun things on that surfboard with the wave, in concert with the energy of the wave, before you come to the shoreline. So how does this relate to healing? One of the greatest texts in your human relationship with the third dimensional earth life is written by a person or a group entity, which it's a group entity, it's not one person, but this personage is called Lao Tzu. And Lao Tzu is famous for saying, all is change. That's the way it's usually quoted. But if you want to know the full quote, it is, all is change except for change. It's the only constant. And in this construct, with change often comes discomfort, or maybe even pain. Because if that didn't happen, you wouldn't notice. In the ocean, if the surfer didn't notice just even a slight difference in the pressure of the water building up in front of them, they might not know that a wave is building that they can jump on and ride to the shore. In life, you must start to be more and more and more subtly conscious as well as overtly conscious. And that comes with your meditation and all of your spiritual practices. Whatever brings you joy will get you closer to this state where you can discern when the waves of change are happening. And if you can allow that wave to propel you gently instead of pounding you to the bottom of the ocean, you will find that there is less resistance, and with less resistance, there is less discomfort. But it is kind of a rule of this construct, which, by the way, you built this construct, third dimensional earth life and everything else. But what kind of holds it together are certain variables that keep it looking physical, solid. And one of these variables is a law that says, with change, there often comes discomfort or pain. It's inevitable to have discomfort or pain at times in this reality. However, pain might be inevitable, suffering might be inevitable, but your response to that doesn't have to be one of suffering. You choose whether to call it suffering or call it an opportunity for more learning, a portal for balance. For change never happens unless there needs to be a signal to your conscious awareness that it's time for more balance. Something is out of alignment when change occurs. Change is your friend, it is not your enemy. But in your culture, you have been programmed to believe that if you cannot maintain something called homeostasis in your life, then A, you're a failure, you're not good at life, and B, you're going to suffer. Just the exact opposite is true. There is no such thing as homeostasis, by the way. It's a false construct. There's another term that you might like called hormesis. And hormesis means consciously undergoing small amounts of discomfort as you move through the different periods of change in your life. Just noticing the discomfort and being with it and being in it for a while and relaxing into it, i.e. surfing the wave. You surf the waves of discomfort, often the wave starts to settle down a little bit. Okay. Now, if it's a big change, if you have something like a very intense dis-ease of the body, or your house burns down, or your spouse or your significant other dies suddenly, there's a lot of discomfort, or what you might call pain and suffering. But it's only suffering if you choose to label it that. If you can not label things, which is the way you're all moving as you ascend into the higher frequencies of being, up past this third dimensional, slow moving, dualistic earth life, you will find that suffering is optional, that you are unlimited, you are infinite always, you are eternal, and you have access to all you need to surf those waves perfectly. All the skills, all the technologies, all the opportunities. It's like putting together a really interesting puzzle. But in your culture, the main idea is to escape suffering. So it's a carrot out in front of your donkey, trotting around in a circle for no reason. Enjoy the ride. Even if you are lying down on that surfboard, clinging for your life, enjoy the thrill of the push of the wave. It's a practice. It's something that takes practice, but it is a concept that we wanted to talk to you about today. Look around your world. Everything is in chaos. It's all change, isn't it? And from moment to moment to moment to moment, there's change. And so you feel like you're constantly having to shift your weight on the surfboard. But if you can relax and trust implicitly that you will know how to shift perfectly for each moment of the wave, you'll make it through and you will break through to another level of your being. And soon, you won't even be on this level at all. Your focus won't be. This level always exists, but your focus will be a much happier, easier, much easier to surf reality. And that includes being able to heal within yourself or help others to heal. It's something that you all came here to experience, learn, hone, teach, share, and move upward from. And so the experience that we would like to journey with you in, explore with you today, includes some of those waves. We'll just allow this kind of information that might seem kind of esoteric or a little bit metaphoric to sink into the deeper layers of your being. Don't try to ponder it too much right now. In fact, don't think at all. because it's with thinking that you pop yourself out of the place where you are relaxed and just effortlessly shifting your weight. That is our message for the day, and now we will begin the experience so that you can have a direct experience of this and learn how to use what we have been telling you. So if you will, go back and take 3 of those deep breaths as you were instructed before, and allow yourself to become very calm, undistracted. Go back into the place where you feel like you're floating and drifting. If you wish, you can close the eyes down and look up to that Ajna chakra there above your nose, as before, for a moment. And as you take those deep breaths, just let yourself float in space. Float in space. Float effortlessly in the ocean of space. See yourself there, relaxed, unfettered, and unhampered by any pain or suffering. Listening to our voice coming into your consciousness. Allow yourself to feel the wave of your own breathing. As you let it breathe on its own now, your body begins to release its tension. It begins to relax and release the resistance that is causing you pain, that is blocking any healing energy that has been trying to get in. Allow yourself to float in space here and feel completely weightless, completely free, perfect in form and function. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. As we, the teachers, guide you to a special place in the cosmos. We call it the space of light. And in this space of light, this sanctuary, you begin to see your fellow travelers, all floating there as well. You're all floating in this place in a beautiful circle of light. And you begin to recognize each other, even if you never met before in the human life. You recognize your soul family. Because no one listening to this experience now with us, in any moment of the eternal now, is a stranger to anyone else who is connected to it. You are all here on purpose. Because each of you has a special gift or property to add to the recipe of healing and equanimity and abundance and love that we are creating together today, in this moment, and in this moment, and in this moment. Begin to notice your fellow travelers, the other facets of you, floating there in a circle, in the space of light, the space of love. And in this space, begin with bringing in those moments that you can remember, the most cherished moments of your human existence or beyond, where you felt the most love, where you felt the most peace, the most joy. Let it fill your being now. Experience it. Experience it with full energy. Let a tsunami wave of love and joy and peace engulf you now. And now think of yourself, your human self, as simply a mass of cells. Cells separated by space, for that is what you truly are in this form. But you're so much more. Allow yourself to accept that you are an expression of your soul, having accepted this energetic body for the sole purpose of expressing your soul, S-O-U-L, in the physical form. You are not this physical body. You are simply cells surrounded by space. You are an energetic mass of energy, frequency, and vibration. You have no limitations. No limitations other than those that you have imposed upon yourself. Your real truth is that you are unlimited in the way that your soul is unlimited. You are infinite in the way that your soul is infinite. Your soul belongs to a world without boundaries. Therefore, you exist in a world without boundaries. Within your mind and your body resides the thread that connects you with your soul, with your memories, with your real, true power. Now allow yourself to release your belief that you are this body. Remember, it's just a spacesuit that you put on so you could navigate the human third-dimensional earth environment as a physical being, as a limited being, just for kicks, for learning. But realize instead that you are a mass of energy expressing your soul in this form and in infinite other forms. This is merely only a focus of one. Feel your soul within your body now. It feels as if it is in constant movement, like the waves of the ocean, like the waves of light, like waves of sound bouncing off of each other, creating ripples and new forms. How exciting to create from this place. Feel your cells reach out and absorb the truth of who you are. An infinite, unlimited, ever-expanding, ever-evolving soul compressed into a tiny, limited form. Now feel a tender, gentle breeze stirring within yourself. Feel yourself begin to shift. Begin to feel larger than yourself, or that notion of your human self. Feel the expansion. It starts with the heart and ripples outward. See that you are nothing more as a human expression of the soul, as cells separated by space, cooperatively held together by the thread of collective agreement. And with a thrill of excitement, enjoy the realization that you are free. That any limitation within you, including dis-ease, discord, disconnection, is merely just an experience that you gave yourself that you can always liberate yourself from. Again, feel this in every cell of your body. And as you do, expand from your heart this energy into the circle where all of your fellow travelers are floating as well. In this space of light, find yourself surrounded not just by us, the teachers, but by the highest level of celestial expressions that are also you. These celestial beings opening their arms, wings, or however you see them, surrounding all of us in the space of love, light, abundance, and healing. See a dome of light being created by these beings surrounding all of us. It is crystalline in nature, and it is filled with rainbow prisms. These rays of indescribably beautiful colored light penetrating your very being. Through you, within you, all around you, you absorb the high vibrational state of this light, the sound of the light and the colors, the taste of the colors, and the smells even of the colors. Allow yourself to be immersed in this new form of expression of unconditional love. Find yourself scanning the body now. Notice if there is anything still in discord or out of balance. And with your heart, go to that place or places, embrace it, as if you would embrace a terrified child who is afraid of thunder. Be with that. Comfort it and say, let go, be free. There is nothing to fear. It's all an illusion. What is real is love. And with these rainbow rays of light penetrating every vestige of your being, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, astral, causal, and all of the levels between and beyond, feel a distinct newness constructing itself, reassembling itself, revealing itself, because it has always been there. Your infinite, ultimate expression. A being of incomparable rainbow light. And you realize that this rainbow light has no end or beginning between you and your contemporaries floating here in this circle under this dome. There is no hierarchy between you and your friends, nor between you and these celestial beings. All is one. Feel this ultimate level of love and light flowing through you now, penetrating and doing its work effortlessly. As a talented surfer demonstrates pure trust, love, and joy, traveling along the biggest wave with no resistance or control, just slight changes of movement of their body, being one without thought, just being relaxed, trusting, receiving, and transmitting. Put now in the center of the circle anyone who deserves healing or upgrading, anyone at all. And remember, they are all facets of you, all connected to you. So if you wish to put everyone in there, kudos to you. But if you have a special person or persons or a situation that needs extra attention right now, place them in the center of this space of love and light and amplify together the wave of healing, upgrading, balancing. As you do, the energy moves through you and creates that which you are transmitting within your own self as well. Send it to these beings. Send it to each other. Send it to the world. Relax, release, and let go. Allow.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of
having alchemized all the concepts that you were presented today in this space of love, having brought in those loved ones or even those despised ones, and we hope you didn't leave them out, into the inner circle for their own healing, for their own blessing. Think now about making all of this coherent, about pulling all of these divergent, seemingly divergent parts of yourself into the oneness of your heart. There is no other in this life. There's only you and the different forms and expressions of you, reflecting back to you where balance might be needed, where acknowledgement might be needed, where healing on an ongoing basis might be needed. Remember, healing is nothing more than readjusting slightly with great trust and lots of love, your balance on the surfboard as the waves of life carry you forward. Remember to stay relaxed. Remember to respond to the changes that are constantly happening, occurring in your everyday experience. Respond to them with a neutral, relaxed mind and heart, and the waves don't seem so big. But if you or someone you love or know is having trouble, perhaps they're tired, they've been fighting a battle for a long time and they're worn out, take them to this space in your meditation, or share this meditation with them and let them enter the space on their own to receive the energy that allows the relaxed, poised, infinitely wise, self-adjusting body of light that you are to any circumstance, propelling you to the ultimate condition of divine presence. Let all who come here, whether on your own or by the calling of your spirit, let all be healed. Let all be loved. Let all be accepted for their individual beauty and gifts. See the true souls in everyone's eyes as you pass them by in your everyday life now, and they will begin to see you in a different light as well. This is how you change the world, not by fighting it and resisting it and revolting against it, but by serving it with finesse, with joy, with relaxed peace and infinite love. And so we now invite you to come back to your bodies, come back to the place where you began the journey with us. Notice, if you will, how different everything feels. Notice what feels the same as well. Allow yourself to make those incremental changes so that you can really experience it all. And remember that your body is made up of cells that are just little packets of energy, all put together, floating in space. They're not the true you, but they're the spacesuit that you walk around in. And so if these bodies are in dis-ease or discomfort, tell every single one of those packets of energy, every cell, and everything that makes up every one of those cells, how much you love and appreciate them as they are right now, as scary and painful as that might seem, because it's only in love that healing occurs. Come all the way back to your body now. Feel the energy flowing through every cell, every part of the form. Begin to feel Mother Earth's gravitational embrace, holding you to her. And as you like, begin to awaken. Wiggle your fingers and toes, move your head, flutter your eyelashes, and come all the way back. And when you do, we will open the experience to questions from those who are here. Thank you, we are the teachers. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that healing journey. You can always use the recording to perfect the way you use this new technology for some of you. For some of you, it was a simplistic technology and you've done it before, but it is a good one. We encourage you to use this piece of technology as often as you can and to share it with others once the recording is released so that it can be spread all throughout your culture and people can become more and more coherent and relaxed and healed. Having said that, are there any questions? Please use the raised hand or raise your physical hand so our partner can call on you. Comments, feedback are also welcome. We'd also like, oh, go ahead, Lori.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to share my gratitude for creating this circle. It's the first time I've attended one of your events, and it was very powerful. And I have been not able to get into a sacred circle for a while, and it's something I really needed. So just wanted to tell you that I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. We are so grateful to you. Again, without you, we don't exist. So what you do today and from here on out ensures our existence. And we love you so much. We're so glad that you could be here with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wanted to also speak to something that is very deep on our hearts. As you know, in the last few months, these experiences that we have shared with you with our partner are also fundraising donation-based events to help someone who is a great friend of ours, another beautiful future ancestor, John Yost, who is a filmmaker who is surfing the waves of pancreatic cancer and is almost to the shore. But every little bit helps. And if you cannot donate to one of the options that our partner has put up in the event, or will put up in the description of the recording, please know that's okay. But bring him into the circle with you when you go into this practice as often as possible. He is just inches away from being successful. And remember that the abundance that is needed to get him and those who we love to the next level of healing, for instance, to pay the cost of what the physicians and the healers need to continue to help him or help any of you, is just a symbol of the exchange of energy that you played with in this session. So remember just to keep it open. If you wish something for a person, if you say a prayer for someone, don't just wish for money. It's okay, you know, money is kind of one of the energy exchanges in this culture at this time, but it's okay to open it up to the highest good, that the person or persons accept and receive and utilize perfectly any form of abundance, because there may be a surprise. Perhaps tomorrow that person wakes up and they're completely healed. Well, that's abundance. They don't need extra money for that, right? Or perhaps someone needs money, like our friend John, to continue his treatment so that he can make a movie about how miraculous this particular construct is that he is finding himself in. Um, and yet that might come from someone wanting to make a trade with him instead of giving him physical money, that propels this along. So if you understand, we want it to be abundance and healing for everyone. And we thank you if you do choose to donate. Some of you who are here today have donated many times, and we bless you for that. And thank you. Even if it's just in a prayer, we shouldn't say just, even if it's a prayer or your own healing modality sent to that person, we thank you for that. But now we will take any other feedback or questions. Anyone else? Linda?
Hi. First, like Laurie, I want to say thank you for the session. Very beautiful, powerful, and healing. So I have a question for you, and it's actually about the technology interference, because I've heard through another medium that ETs are currently sending a lot of lights through the planets, and it's gonna take place over the next coming weeks and months, and that it could interfere with technology on this planet. Could you shed light on it? Is that why many people are experiencing technology interfering?
Indeed, it's why our partner is experiencing these glitches, if you will, when just a few hours ago, the technology she was using was working perfectly. The energy is expanding and intensifying, and it's coming from the central sun. And please know there is a physical central sun, but there is a vibrational central sun, and that is the divine soul. Huge waves of that energy are coming into your physical world, and your technology, and we might say some of your bodies are not calibrated yet to accept it. They will be, or new technologies or new ways to make the technologies work better with this energy will happen. But for many of you are familiar with the term ascension symptoms. Okay, this is kind of what's happening to your technology right now as this new energy is coming through. It's kind of overriding the circuitry, if you will. Remember, all of your electronic technology, especially, is run on crystals, just like that little pineal gland in your head, and just like every cell in your physical body has these special crystals. As this new energy comes in, and it's like a tsunami, and it's coming in for such a good reason. It's removing all of the debris, all of the unwanted or used up static energy, from the lessons and the karmic routines you've been through. It's washing it clean. But in that process, you might get a little glitch here or there. You might not feel well. It might show up as a dis-ease or an injury or whatever. But if you can be okay in the moment and not get too afraid or ticked off, if it's your technology, for instance, glitching, if you can surf the wave of staying calm and have even a sense of enjoyment or adventure about what's to happen next, it'll all coalesce and it will work again. It'll work better. The bodies will work better. You will notice healing happens. You'll notice new abilities will happen, and your technology will be fine. Chances are our partner will finish this program today, go into another session with a client, and the technology she's using works even better. Also know that, as happens when we get a lot of really high level beings together in one place, like we do today in this gathering, the energy is very high, and sometimes it kind of blows the circuits, if you will, of this technology. So sometimes that happens. Does that help?
Thank you so much for shedding light on that.
Oh, thank you, dear Linda. We love you so much. And it was a beautiful question. Thank you. Anyone else?
Thank you.
Yes, Suzanne.
I just want to tell you how grateful I am to have this time with everyone together. And welcome, Laurie, if it's your first time, because I hope you can come back for many. They're always so amazing, comforting, healing. And I love how you can just bring everyone in. So thanks so much, Deb, for that, because again, I brought my whole family in.
Good. Good. Yes. And Susan,
And then
you're going
go
through
ahead.
a lot of change too, and we are so proud of you. A lot of growth. Susan is learning how to use her voice in a very powerful way by telling her own story. She was in her very first interview a few days ago, and we highly encourage you to listen to that with a beautiful being named Preston Dennett and Dolly Saffron, those two beings, very high level people. Susan's description of her adventures with non-local consciousness, what you might call ETs, is remarkable, and you might find something of yourself in that story. So we thank you for coming out and being so brave and surfing the waves of
Thank you.
being afraid of what
Yeah.
happened and just going for it. And,
Finally, after 45 years, finally. Right.
and can we please share with others that you have had physical healing because of that along the way? Is that true?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure somewhere along the line my appendix burst, and I found out after I had surgery, and it explained what had happened all the years before. So
Interesting.
there is no other way that could have happened. It was because the experience was simply seeing jackrabbits on the highway, and me and my friend stopped, went to the front of the car, white light came down, and we ended up in Grand Junction, Colorado, but we got out of the car in Utah. So
Yeah.
there was 9 hours of missing time. And I've held on to that all these years. And it was such a healing to finally be able to speak it.
Yes. And what's so interesting is so many people will recognize their own experiences with that. Maybe not the same exact thing, but they'll finally say, oh, if she was brave enough to finally say that and have a release of that energy. Because when you hold something in for yourself, whether it's anger or sadness or, anything, confusion, it creates stagnant energy. It crystallizes, and wherever it crystallizes in your field, it's correspondent to something that is in your physical body. And that will keep yelling at you until you open up and release what was crystallized, as in your case, the story. And it's helping a lot of people. So thank you.
And for everyone to know, it's John Yost, the movie with Debs, that started the whole thing after all these years, just by seeing the movie. It moved me and it made me remember. And then I simply called John and then called Debs, and after all those years of wondering how to do it, it was as simple as just contact and connecting with the right people. So I appreciate you so much. And I send you love every day and John healing every day. And I hope a lot of people can learn from my experience, which was John's experience, which was so many other people's experience.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful how that works.
Yeah, it's kind of a great symbol of the oneness that we all are, isn't it?
Exactly.
And we have, we are all one, but we are different facets of the one. And so our perspectives in the points of our experience are different because those points of perspective bring in different variables, which is lovely because then we get to experience more and more and more. So thank you so much. Anyone?
I think I just wanted to say what I thought was the worst thing that had ever happened to me and tore me and my friend up has brought us back together deeper than ever. And I can't believe we've been apart because we can speak about it now openly for the first time in our lives, literally verbally embrace what happened and celebrate it. And that is full circle. So I hope that everybody that ever has that kind of trauma can find their way back because she's just my best friend and she's always been my best friend, just like a sister. And it's so good to have her back in my life because of this whole experience. So
Love that. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Yes, if you ever pull on the loose thread of your current experiences and follow back how you got here in this moment, no matter what it is, usually that thread unravels until you find it was some situation you thought was probably one of the worst things that ever happened to you. And yet it turns out to be one of the best things that ever happens to you if you relax enough and allow it to reveal all of its information to you. Remember that any physical experience that you have is nothing more than a symbolic message to you. We like to call it a love letter from your higher self to your conscious self in the human form from your body. It's a love letter from your body to your mind from your higher self that something is needing an adjustment, balance. And the way you balance, instead of fighting it, is to let go and trust and to let things reveal themselves to you. And you have to just be very open and loving and forgiving and grateful for each moment. And things begin to fall in place and filter down into the physical body. And then the pounding headache or the cancer or the hurt joint or whatever begins to heal from that release. On many levels, you might have to have some physical help from some of the other cells that are here in the physical world, but they will start to come together. Coherence always happens in the space of love. Remember the space of love and light that you were in a while ago. That is nothing more than the inner space of your heart. All right? Anyone else? We understand that there are several people in this circle today on the live forum who have devastatingly harsh physical ailments, who have debilitating mental and emotional situations, who have what feel like unobtainable challenges or unsurmountable challenges. But it's all an illusion. If you can relax enough and pay attention to the good things in your life and be grateful for them, and use what you can as you can for the greater good for someone else, the energy starts to shift and things begin to change for the better, or for a more preferred experience, if you will. We promise it does. And this is your natural state, by the way. This is how we exist on our level. And we're just here to remind you that you live on this level too. If you can get in the higher vibrational states of feeling and emotion, like gratitude, like forgiveness, like joy, like love, and sustain it more and more and more consciously every day in everything you do, soon that will be your sustained focus, and you will no longer be worried about how your body feels or how much money you have or the state of the world, because you will be in a completely different reality, and it'll be so much more pleasing, we promise you. Anyone else? We wish to extend our gratitude to you, all of you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful facets of our being. And we humbly ask for you to continue your work with the grace and the joy and the delight and the wonder of a little child. Let your life be your playground rather than your prison. Let your circumstances be an adventure to explore deeply in a relaxed and yet curious way. And we promise you, your experiences will be so much more preferred. We thank you, we bless you, and we say in Lakesh, we are another you. Thank you, we are the teachers. All right, gang, how you doing? Okay, good. Did we wear you out? Oh, goodness. Well, thanks so much for being here today. There are people here from all over the world, which is just always so neat. Not just other parts of our country, but all over the world, and we thank you so much. Again, we encourage you to look at the event description, and if you feel that you can let go of a couple of bucks to help our friend John complete his treatments, he's almost there. The last update, I think he went from, one of the highest cancer marker numbers you can have without being at death's door, which he was, to a tiny portion. I think the last one was 3, and I think it began at 80. So he's almost there, but he also has run out of funding, physical funding for right now. So if you can let a couple of dollars go to his GoFundMe or any of the other options that are on my website or on my social media pages, please do. But also, if your way of doing it is praying or sending healing or holding him in the light or just sending him a message and saying how grateful you are for what he does, that's great. And if you don't know who we're talking about, the GoFundMe story is on my page too. You can look at it, it's really cool. And we highly recommend that you watch our film called Alien Abduction Answers, which is a beautiful film that talks about our work together, and hopefully you'll be inspired. So thank you so much. And please help people around you too. Start at ground zero. Start with yourself, start with your family, ripple out to your neighbors, ripple out to your community, and then move outward. Thank you so much, everyone. I love all of you so, so much. And blessings, healing, and abundance, and infinite love to all of you. See you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Debs.